Thursday, noon Eastern, it is time for the Best Ball Bash. We are back here to draft with you guys, the YouTube members. The chat is gated exclusively for you. Put the hashtag join the bash in the chat. In a few minutes, I'll spin the wheel. If your name comes up, you hop on stream. We draft a team. I pay for it. We split the winnings. It is that easy. Let's do it. Welcome to the Best Ball Bash. We are throwing a party. One of you guys in the chat will be hopping on stream to draft, and then we will split the $2 million prize.
We are in the 2020 Honda Civic.
I think we got to lock him up.
You're going to be able to get us Jalen Knoll to fall by staring them down in the eye right now.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do, Pete.
Lock him up.
That's my kind of guy. I am going to need a howl from you.
Hopefully none of my neighbors mind.
Oh, this is going to be my life. This is so much fun.
All right. How are we doing today, everybody? I mentioned it with the title, a tough bash to follow, but we will try our best. If you guys missed it last week, it was a good one. It was a real good one. We had Fantasy Pill kick us off, the hipster from Brooklyn with the cool hat. And then we had Little Trev, who is zooted to the max. I've watched that clip multiple times now. Let's hit the fundamentals. Deep scroll, open the box. I mean, what an incredible performance there from Little Trev. And then of course, T-Guard coming on from the medical supply company with his dad nearby in his office chirping at him. One of those shows that reminds you why we do this. So getting the screen share ready here to go. It looks like 19 entries now that I'm all settled. Let me check in here on the chat. We always got Give a Daddy a Spike. We got Kyle. Is this Kyle from the Deposit Kingdom Discord? Welcome. We got Jake, Huhames, Martin, Crutches is ready. Everybody's in the mix. T-Guard's looking to toke. Unfortunately, T-Guard, you are in a 2-week penalty bin for already being on the show. You gotta take a breather here. What's up, KTJ44? You guys, it does not matter which membership level you are at. Now, if you are Best Ball Value Hound members, you get access to the After Dark shows, and you're getting extra bang for your buck this week because I am having on all 3 of the So You Think You Can Tout finalists. We did Alex Cups last Saturday. We did Tony Squares last night. And then tomorrow night, we will have PPR Tyler wrapping that up. So take advantage of that with your membership. Otherwise, any level gets you past the red velvet rope into the bash chat here. Groovy Greg says, was doing some family stuff yesterday and missed Randomizer After Dark, so I binged it this morning. Great content yesterday, Pete and the Touts. Yes, in addition to the After Darks, we did have all 3 guests on back-to-back-to-back randomizer streams. Season 7 kicked off. We debuted a new little app to help us with the show as well. You know, some quirks, some bugs to work out, but very fun show with those 3 guys there. We got Willis in the mix today. Look at that. How do we upgrade our membership? I believe it's sometimes difficult to do on mobile. From what I hear on desktop, it's pretty easy to do. You can DM me in the Discord if you need some troubleshooting. But we got 22 entries. I say we let this rip. Look at this. T-Guard might not be able to be on, but his dad, Iron City Pounder, is certainly eligible. Let's see who is in the mix here with us today. NeptuneRedz. NeptuneRedz. I do not recognize this username. I don't even know if I recognize this avatar here. Unbelievable. Let's see here, NeptuneRedz. Let's try to have a more seamless, handoff of me getting you the link. It was quite the journey last week with T-Guard. I mean, it was certainly worth the wait, but I would like to get this ripping. Thank you, Willis, for filling me in. That's Rocket League. You got to help these boomers out with some of these things. NeptuneRedz sent the DM on Discord. I see you. Look at this. Look at this. All right. Link is over to Neptune's there. I see we share 5 mutual servers. Deposit Kingdom, Legendary Upside, Underdog, 1-week season in DraftKings. That seems like our kind of dude. Right there. All right. Let's get this going. I'll get a draft board up. We'll get NeptuneRedz, and we will be off to the races. Oops. What was it? Logged out there. Let's see. Who do we got here? There he is. NeptuneRedz. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. I had my mic muted. Sorry about that.
You're all good. You're all good, man. Welcome to the bash. I can't say I recognize your username. Are you new around here?
No, total lurker. Been following you for like 5 years. Best ball maybe like 2 or 3 or something like that.
I was just reading off our mutual servers on Discord. It seems like you are the quintessential, DFS bro, best ball bro. Do I have that correct?
DFS is kind of more like fun. I'm entering like the penny lobbies, like the $1 single entries. But yeah, total best ball bro. Got like 300 teams so far this year, mostly the low entries though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we'll get to know you here in a second, but why don't you tell us what you would like to draft here today?
I'd love to do a BBM. I definitely don't get many of those, so
let's do it. Let's
Sweet.
do it. All right. We are in a BBM here. It looks like 7 more if you guys want this to be friends and family. Do you want me to call you NeptuneRedz, or do you have a government name?
You can call me John. Yeah, John's fine.
Okay. All right. We'll go with John. If I forget, I will look down at the ticker and say
no sweat.
NeptuneRedz. It looks like you have. So people were filling me in the chat that your user or your profile picture is a reference to Rocket League. Explain that to me. Like I would say like I'm 5, but in this case, like I'm 45.
Like the game, or why I have it as my pick?
Both. I mean, I'm kind of familiar with Rocket League, but yeah, tell me why it's your pick.
Yeah. I used to play it. Like I kind of like no-lifed it for a while, and I was on like a competitive team for like a year or so, like semi-amateur. We had like a couple good runs. My like claim to fame on the game is I beat like 7 pros who went on to win the world championship in it, like really early on. But I'm like a nobody. But so it's just like a profile pic on YouTube. You know what I mean?
So were you really early to it, and then it got super competitive, and people just rapidly got better?
They're so good now. It's like not even funny. It's like they're crazy. I can't keep up. But yeah.
What is it? Is it just it's young guns? It's dexterity? What makes a great video gamer in this case?
Yeah, it's honestly, Rocket League is like very unique in the sense it's like the game. People argue that it has the hardest skill ceiling, right? It's like the hardest game to master, and you're terrible at it when you're new. Like for instance, in like normal, like a Call of Duty game, anybody can shoot anybody, right? If he's not looking your way, even if you've never played the game, you can shoot somebody. You know what I mean? But Rocket League, you've seen you might have heard some challenges with like guys like Jinxie. 99 to 0, first to 100, and he gives them a 99 goal lead, and they almost lose. Like it's kind of crazy.
That is crazy. All right, yeah. I'm curious to learn more about this world, but we are about to be on the clock at 1-9. We will see what Big Dog does here before us on the board. JT, CD Lamb, Jefferson. JT goes. Who do you like here?
Let's go a little Ashton Genty. Shout out Rambus.
Wow, dude, the legend of Rambus just continuing on and on. So you're a Rambus fan, I take it.
Yeah. And I don't love CD and JJ honestly this year. But they're probably like JJ will be my lowest owned guy in the first round, I think, 2 years in a row. Just not loving Minnesota from there, and that's like my secondary team too. So hard to fade too.
First of all, what is this Davis Maddock level phrase of a secondary team, and what is the primary team?
So my dad's from Minnesota, but born and raised in Florida, so I'm a fan of the Dolphins.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. But
no wonder you need a secondary team if the primary team is the Dolphins.
Right. I mean, not that the secondary has been much help.
That's true.
I'd love to scoop up Saquon if he falls to us. Otherwise, let's get some H-Chan. Might as well, right?
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, you can see here with my combos with Genty, the only guy I've paired him with up here is Bauer. So let's get our first Genty H-Chan start here. Yeah, give us the boots on the ground, the homer take. you know, everybody, myself included, were afraid about this offense, the wheels coming off, Malik Willis, you know, failing. What's the bull case here?
I just think that there's no competition in the backfield behind him. We saw we saw Ollie Gordon try, like, it's just there's no one else. Maybe we don't love him for the playoff weeks. He's always been a no-show for week 17, but I just think there's just no way this guy, you know, we're going to get to week 3 and he's going to be projected second on the slate for like the rest of the season. It's just comedy to have him at like this far down the board, I think. I'm not going to be overweight on him, but I just love his value at this pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time, you know, parsing him between Henry and Brown, but I'm with you. I think, you know, and I think the market is too. Like, he's clearly part of this tier, and he offers something that, you know, a guy like Henry doesn't, where he's going to catch passes. I think you can argue he's still probably the best bet for explosive plays, you know, of this grouping. And so, yeah, I don't want to be too underweight Achane. What are your other big stands so far this year across your 300 drafts?
My most drafted player right now is Trey Tucker, honestly.
Okay.
I am in on Vegas a little bit. I'm trying to not go crazy on the Bowers share because it is just so easy to click them in the second round anywhere. But you know, Clint Kubiak, I'm a full believer in it, I guess. And Trey Tucker, I believe didn't he have like a 40-point game last year?
I believe I recall that. Yes.
And it's just, you know, who's he competing with routes for? Someone's got to eat, and I think it'll be Trey.
You're not worried about Jack Bash, brother?
No. Maybe right, 2 years ago.
We start Genty and Achane here with NeptuneRedz about to pick at 3-9. We do have a bit of a McBride fall. We'll see if Big Dog scoops that up. Otherwise, you got Higgins, Ladd, Allen, Travis Etienne, Javonte Williams, Neighbors. Who catches your eye here?
I'll just go Trey if he falls to us. No Trey. I don't know how much you have of him. Let's go Javonte.
Yeah. All right, let's do it here. Javonte. Yeah, I'm hanging around at like 9%.
Oh, okay.
You know, about even there. So do you like these? I noticed you're in the legendary upside server. We just started.
I'm not a I don't have the sidekick, nothing like that. Okay. I'm a just say it. I'm total cheapo. I ain't paying for nothing. I ain't paying for nothing, man. I do have some kind of thing, but it's like a free setup. So it's just like, you know what I mean? I think I was using one of the ones you shouted out a couple of years ago. I think it was like Michael Dubner or something. He had like a free Google spreadsheet that I'd been using for a couple years. That was like really nice to be able to like look at my exposures a little bit rather than just like the underdog way.
Yeah. What you said you don't pay for anything. Were you gifted a YouTube membership?
Okay, I pay for your YouTube thing. Yeah, you got me.
I got him. I got him. All right, there we go. All right, we start Genty, Achane, and Javonte. We will see if Allen continues to slide here. Otherwise, you're to the Neighbors, Wilson, Jacobs, Scatabo range.
Okay. Tough. Let's go Neighbors. Let's go Neighbors. We're gonna need to catch up at wide receiver. Going 3 RBs like this. Let's take a high upside swing at this guy.
We also get the Javonte Neighbors week 17. Yeah, I do not have a ton of Neighbors. I don't mind grabbing a share here at 4-4. I think the knock on Neighbors right now, and it's so funny. Levitan literally just tweeted something out.
Oh no.
It says, as a result, all eyes will be on Neighbors, who is expected to avoid the physically unable to perform list.
Oh.
So that was the point I was just going to bring up, that I thought he was more of a lock for the pup. Everyone knows it's going to get counted, double counted when he does end up on that. Yep. Can you get cheaper Neighbors? But this report here, if he doesn't open on pup, the market will double count it in the other way, and he'll probably shoot right back up to the middle of the third.
One thing that I feel like I should have learned this a while ago, years ago, watching all of you guys, but it really hit when the Rashee Rice thing, nothing's ever counted, nothing's ever baked in. And that like, it was just hilarious to me, and that's how I'm doing it. I have tried to pump the brakes on neighbors, like you were just saying, because thinking like I could get him later on, but if that's the most recent news, that like you're informing me, I didn't even know that. Well, let's see if he rises here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's something I would love to see the diagnostics on, like when big news happens or whatever, how many people enter a draft and put that player in their queue of just like, oh, Rashee Rice is out of jail. Rashee Rice is able to get rehab in jail. It's like, I have to get Rashee Rice. It does not matter the price. The news is good. I must get him on my team.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Genty, we have HN, Javonte, and we add Neighbors right as some positive news hits the timeline. We will see what we're looking at here at 5'9". Swift, Judkins, Tootin. Tootin does go here. He's been in the news of late. And then you got that wall of wide receivers, DJ Moore, Watson, Tate, Rome, Brian Thomas.
I'd love to go one of the receivers here. Okay, cool. Let's go Watson.
Yep. I like Watson a good bit here as well. We were actually talking about him on Ship Chasing yesterday. The Packers wide receivers as a whole, you know, can these guys be big hits, small misses? Where are you at on Christian Watson?
Yeah, I was a huge fan of him his rookie year. I remember drafting him a ton and feeling like an idiot the first half of the year, right? I think he was like, I think it was like week 1 or week 2. He had that primetime game where he absolutely burns the corner. He's wide open and he just drops the ball and they like bench him for the next 8 weeks. And then I think he ends his rookie season going like 3 games and like 5 touchdowns, just something ridiculous. And I was like a fan since then. Have been off of him with all the injury news. Let's go Rome if he falls, or DJ Moore. Let's just take top ADP. We need some receivers.
All right. So you, as a callback to Little Trev last week, top two names. That's all we need right there. We'll see what.
Yeah.
All right. He goes Moore. So yeah.
Sweet. I wanted Rome anyways. Cool.
All right. Talk to me about Rome. He's another one of those ambiguous, pass catcher rooms.
Yeah. I do think it's more likely to be Burden or Loveland as like the superstar, if there is a superstar there. But I feel like we've seen it all the time that the 2s, the 3s in high powered offenses hold a ton of value. Like it can't be a Burden Loveland 20-point week every week. Even if Rome in the worst case he's not as good, I still think he's hitting our lineup constantly. Like he, even in a bad year.
Yeah. It's an interesting one there for sure. And I do think the kind of like push pull of how it shakes out with Burden is really interesting, where one of those guys, either Burden delivers, and I think Rome is probably slightly overpriced, or if Burden is the one who's kind of really overvalued, you can certainly see Rome maybe being more deserving of like a 4 or 5 turn price around here, around Javonte and stuff. But I think that's where it comes to me with both of these guys of like, can they be massive hits, or is it really just kind of a small hit type of situation? All right. We have Genty, Achane, Javonte, Neighbors, Watson, Rome. Do you start thinking through some of the quarterback dynamics here? Do you normally play it patient? Do you like to lock up those stacks?
Yeah, I do try to play it patient. I feel like I've just been on a terrible run this year of just getting my QB sniped though. So it like I don't know what it is, but so we'll definitely see. Like I'm not even kidding. I was in a fast puppy like an hour ago. Jackson Dart, I think, fell to 120, the 10 11 turn. And knowing me, we have a Neighbors team. This guy's going before pick 100. Like that would be that's like what it feels like in my head this year. Speaking of players that just went off the board, Alec Pierce. So he's actually, I'd love to get your take on him. He's been like my biggest fade this year. I just don't see it. Could you actually give me a bull case for it after we make this pick?
I love this. You're turning this on me. This is like the tout twist for So You Think You Can Tout, where you want me to argue the other side of it. And I can certainly do that. Let's see here. At 7-9, we have the 3 running backs, the 3 wide receivers. Dak is here. Tucker Kraft, Sutton, Reed, Lawrence, Harvey, Dowdle, Godwin.
Let's go Sutton.
All right, sounds good. Cortland Sutton added to the squad. Yeah, I mean, so the bull case for Alec Pierce was he was very good last year, incredibly efficient on deep targets. We know how friendly those are for fantasy. It's kind of like the light version of what JSN was able to do, where you get a lot of targets and you're efficient down the field. The splits with Daniel Jones and Phillip Rivers were drastically different. Phillip Rivers couldn't push the ball downfield. We get back to Daniel Jones, hopefully healthy. And this team paid him a shit ton of money. He was like the first thing they took care of. They said, you are the one who's going to step up, fill that target void without Michael Pittman there. And there's no reason to think anyone else on the offense, maybe outside of Tyler Warren, can really challenge him as the number one. Josh Downs is a good guy. He's a fine player, but he's going to be a slot guy, a little bit of a full point PPR merchant. The engine of the offense is going to run through Alec Pierce. But I don't know if I actually believe that. Back on the clock, Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison, RJ Harvey. What do you want to do here?
Let's go Godwin.
Yeah, I like Godwin. So we have Genty, Achane, Javonte, Neighbors, Watson, Rome, Sutton, Godwin. Now you tell me why I'm wrong. Why is Alec Pierce a fade?
So for me, it's like, not to like, what do you call it? Like box score stare, but just looking through, I mean, where his numbers are like Jameson Williams-esque, and you know what I mean? And it's just like, we're betting on this guy to come back from an injury and to be as good as Jameson Williams on the Colts. It's just like, it's like tough for me to see. And I do think Tyler Warren is just going to be a hog, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just, I just don't like betting on guys to be hyper efficient off of injuries.
Yeah. The injury is really the big fly in the ointment. It's surprising to me because I think even in a vacuum, I don't view him that differently than, the Jordan Addison, the Jaden Reed.
Okay.
I think obviously you say, well, he's going to be out there in 2 wide receiver sets and the opportunity will be a bit more. But to your point, he really has to sun run big plays and, deep downfield stuff unless they truly change his route tree. And they're kind of saying that. They're like, we want to involve him more over the middle of the field. But man, I feel like a lot of times when you have a guy whose entire strength, the reason, and Gretsch has talked about this on his podcast recently as well, it's like, what he brings to an NFL team from that perspective is so valuable as the field stretcher. Like those guys are hard to come by, but I think we might be over-indexing on the money paid to him to do real life NFL things and thinking that actually translates to a really different usage or route tree in practice. So and then you layer on the injury and it's just like, I'll let someone else deal with that.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Can we get your boy Jackson Dart at 105?
I won't say it, you know what I mean, but you already know it. Yeah, let's do it. We need a QB. Let's stack him up. Here we go.
Yeah. And I'm light on Dart. I just noticed only 2.6%. So this is a good spot to add him here stacked up with Neighbors. I mean, worst case scenario, we could have gotten Knicks with Sutton too, but nice.
I was just going to say, I didn't even notice it, but honestly, we got 3 stacked QBs right here at ADP. I mean, I'm that number, and I'm not going to say surely they don't all go. But
you never know.
Right.
It is the year of getting sniped. So there goes one. The Waddle drafter makes sense though, and their first QB there. Yep. All right, let's see if we can get it back here. We have 1 quarterback, 3 running backs, 5 wide receivers, and Christian Watson. We lose Jordan Love, so that's just how it goes, right?
Yep.
So the question is do you pull up Baker here? I think 6 spots ahead. We probably should.
I would feel good about it if you're down.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
All
I mean,
let's do it.
I like Golden. I'm fine with Gainwell and Mason, but on a team where we have Genty, Achane, Javonte, I'm not as worried there. I say we lock up the quarterback.
Yeah.
And then with Dart and Mayfield, we also have later tight ends. Have you been a likely bro?
I haven't. I'm a real like I'm either drafting the top tight end on the year because I think he's gonna break the slate, or every tight end to me is the exact same. So I'm just gonna click them after pick 150, and I get like 3 of them in a build.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I forget, what was I doing? Oh, we were drafting with Liam on the Swolecast, and I finally got a likely share. I think I'm extremely light there, but this might be the team. This might be the team where it makes sense. Here's what we got so far. Jackson Dart and Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Genty, Achane, Javante at running back. Neighbors, Christian Watson, Rome, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin at wide receiver. So I think with the Neighbors, even if he is limited to start the year with Watson, Rome, Sutton, Godwin, we kind of backfilled nicely there. I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, I've been finding myself liking a lot of like 3-4-8-3 builds more than usual. It's not like my top in my portfolio or anywhere near, but it's just like it's been like a build I just find myself really comfortable in, where I get 3 just like, you know, dog running backs that are gonna hit my flex more weeks than not. A 4th guy, you know, Tajay Spears-esque kind of guy where I feel like they're gonna, you know, have some weeks, maybe fill in some buys, and that's about it. But it's just been a kind of a fun build for me to do.
Yeah, I dig it. 3 picks away here. And in a couple of minutes, we will do another hashtag to see who's going to come on here after John. We do have the 2350, a huge Travis Kelce. Well, not huge, I guess 7 spots, but Kelsey Falls. You also have Bill. Kincaid,
I'd like to go Bill and just lock it up at 4 RBs. Yeah,
I'm good with that. I'm good. You know why? I would say I had been skeptical of Bill. We talked it through on Ship Chasing yesterday, though, and it was one of our kind of takeaways of if there's one backfield this year where you have the same rule that you had with the 2023 Dolphins, where it's like just walk away with one of those running backs, Achane, Mostert, or Wilson. 2 of them ended up being giga smashes, and one was a bust. It's probably the Commanders this year. It's Rachaad White, Bill, and Katron getting one of those guys. I do find the Bill price a little tricky, but he falls back here and I think makes sense as a 4th running back. So now we'll see what we want to do at 12-4. This does look like a nice spot to grab a tight end if Kincaid or Ferguson is here. What else are you seeing?
This is where I'd like to go like a 6th receiver here. Any of the top 3. I'd let you make this pick.
I've been trying to get some more Shaheed. And that would give us, I doubt Darnold comes back, but it just gives us another kind of quarterback out if we'd like. Let's go ahead and do Shaheed.
So one thing, because like you had asked me earlier on how I've been following you like forever. You know, the wide receiver avalanche and all of that, you know, blank receivers by, you know, round. One thing I've been trying to do, kind of like a callback to that, is still hit like a 6 wide receiver mark before this, like maybe Travis Hunter is the last guy considering that tier where I had 6 receivers before Hunter. And even if they're not early picks, I feel like I'm not behind on receiver at all still.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would have grabbed Kincaid there just because I think Kincaid is kind of, you know, the end of an upside tier at tight end. And then when you kind of get to the Gadsden, Strange, Henry, I think just the upside is maybe a little bit more limited. But that said, I think you can make a similar case for some of the wide receivers. And a lot of the rhetoric on Shaheed right now is incredibly positive. I think at the very least, he's going to be a preseason riser. Like if Seattle continues on, it's similar to how the Colts have been with Josh Downs, where it's like, he's got to step up. We're playing him in 2 wide receiver sets. I mean, they're saying a lot of the same things about Shaheed that the Colts were saying about Alec Pierce of like, no, we are going to make him more of a focal point. So just from a CLV perspective, I don't mind grabbing him here past ADP.
Yeah, it's funny that was the guy you chose, because that's been the guy I've been clicking there most of all too. Him and Diggs the most, because what you just said, rising CLV. The second Diggs signs, man, he's going pick like 107, 110. You know what I mean? Like, it's too easy.
All right, we are going to run the next drawing to see who comes on after NeptuneRedz. That's right. We're going to use hashtag Rocket to stay on theme here for our Rocket League loving guests. Get those Rocket hashtags in, and we will spin in a couple of rounds. This draft is now ripping along. Brenton Strange, Juwan Johnson, if we want to go with a tight end.
I'd be cool with Juwan unless you think Strange is a much better bet.
I'm really coming around on Juwan. I mean, I was talking with Pat the other day, and I was also looking at some of Dwayne McFarland's research for the biggest predictor for tight end production from the stats the previous year, and it is just touch or receiving yards for tight end. And Juwan Johnson was, I believe it was third in receiving yards last year for tight ends. I need to pull that up again, but relative to his current ADP, he's a pretty big value there. And so I've started to make him more of a priority in this range.
Yeah, I'll add something to that right after this pick. I've been getting around on him too, and it's kind of like his almost like the people around him. I think the O-line improved, the wide receivers, nobody's injury prone, but rookie coming off an injury. Olave's missed games in the past, even if he doesn't have it. Let's go. I'd go Dalton Schultz over Sadiq, but I think was listening last time. You're a bit of a Sadiq guy. You have a lot of jet stacks, or is it maybe Geno's your top QB, something like that?
Let me with the buzzer. Let me talk you into Sadiq here for a couple of reasons. One, we're probably going to end up with a 3 or 4 tight end build. 2, I think ideally we would have a third quarterback, and so Sadiq gives us a quarterback out. Okay. Also, just the higher ADP, there are rooms where Schultz falls a bit there. And then on top of it, I just think when you do have the 3 to 4 tight ends, and you like Juwan Johnson, the Schultz, like those guys are going to give us a base level of points. But if we have one dude who's maybe scoring like 20 points in a pod just because he's able to have the like Laporta rookie year, the Fannin rookie year, it's probably Sadiq. So I always kind of like injecting a little upside in the room.
Yeah, but Juwan Johnson, I think I'm in on the Saints. They just look good this year. They look set up. I feel like improvements from last year. I am, I don't mean to say this after it, because I think I'm a little wary of Geno this year. Though I'll be honest. I'm getting like flashbacks from just 1 year ago. It's got so many skill position, or not so many, just the 2 skill position guys that I feel like I just loved last year in Bowers and Genty. And then it's like, I feel like the situation is kind of similar, where it's just a head coach that I don't love. I'm not actually I don't actually know the OC and the Jets right now, but I just haven't loved it. But I have started taking a lot of more Garrett Wilson recently to try to bring it up.
Yeah, Frank Reich there with the Jets. I mean, the thing I would say to that is the market is also incredibly skeptical. Like his ADP is 184, he's like clearly below the Mendoza, the Bryce Youngs, even the Aaron Rodgers. But if, one of the things that I feel like we're always looking for is what is the underpriced offense where just the rising tide from the quarterback being even average could result in some league winning smashes. And it has to be a chief offense. And so we're looking likely at the Jets. We're looking at the Browns. We're looking at the Titans. And in the case of the Browns, we don't know who the fucking quarterback is. So that makes it tricky. Yeah. And, Cam Ward's a little more expensive. And so the Jets, and you look at Cooper and Sadiq, and if you look back and you're like, yeah, we've seen Geno do this in Seattle with other good weaponry. And what if Cooper and Sadiq, or even just one of them, is a hit along with Wilson and Hall? I don't think it would be that crazy to look back on this and be like, man, at those prices, there was so much room for upside.
Well, we're about to be on the clock. I think if he's there, let's get some Greg Dulcich, little small Miami stack.
Let's do it. I think that third tight end makes a ton of sense. We have Achane, like you mentioned, and I'm going to spin here. We have 22 injuries. 22. What a Freudian slip there, grabbing Dulcich. 22 entries. Let's see who's going to hop on next here. Nez! Oh my goodness. Nice. My fellow off and on the clock badge bros, streaming partner Nez Takes. Shoot me a message, Nez, and we will get rolling here in a second. Geno does go. So here's the question: are you comfortable with the 2 quarterback build here? Or is there something you like to get funky with?
Yeah, definitely not at the next pick, but maybe if there's a quarterback there in our 17th or 18th round pick, we might go for it.
Yep. Yeah, so one thing you could do then, like if you are trying to do that,
let's go. I was going to say, let's go Branch. What you were just alluding to.
Yeah. I mean, Judy Branch. If you are going to make a a pick there. Talk to me about Branch. I think I've clicked him once. You see here 0%. Tell me about what you see with him other than he plays on Atlanta.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, would the Tesla 20 picks ADP be worth it over a potential third QB stack? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where I think it comes down to if you do have a lean on one of those spots, like if you're feeling good about Shadur, if you're feeling good about one of Penix or Tua, like I'm fine pushing that lean. I mean, we're up to a 2-4-7-3. We have 2 more picks. I mean, we are in good shape at all positions. Darton Mayfield, Genty Achan, Javonte Bill, Neighbors, Watson, Rome, Sutton, Godwin, Shaheed Branch, Johnson, Sadiq, Dulcich. You could talk me into adding a player at any of these positions, and I don't think it'd be crazy.
Yeah, let's. I think my, unless I should try to hide it, but I think my preferred thing would definitely be QB in a build like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the only reason that I probably grab Geno and then kind of figure out third or fourth tight end after that. But it is a tough call because you even look at the board here, right? And we take Dulcich and then immediately Ferg, Helm, and Freiermuth come off the board. So you could make the argument that you get shut out there as well. But 2 more picks here, and man, people are scraping the bottom of the barrel for tight ends. The one hole just did Colby Parkinson and Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I think I just saw like a funny post about Ingram saying something like Adam Troutman might outsnap him this year, and I was like, oh, that can't be real, man. Like they got to be trolling.
Dude, I just have, I think about a lot of these guys through the daily lens as well, and I just can't get out of my head playing the conference championship daily stuff, and like Evan Ingram would like still go undrafted with only like 4 teams or only 4 teams in the pool or whatever. And I'm just like, well, this is brutal here. All right. Yeah. So the solver, Darnell Mooney for the stack, and then it does like Tua a little bit there. Ted Hurst would be another stack up with Baker. That's kind of intriguing to me.
I say let's just grab Tua first.
All right. My guess would be, I think there's a far greater chance Tua's there than Hurst or Mooney if you have a favorite there.
Hurst. Let's go Hurst.
Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, there's one team behind us.
One 2 QB guy.
And he doesn't have any Atlanta. I think we're okay. Crutches says he'll take a sprinkle of Colby there. Yeah. Ingram is which is so funny because Evan Ingram, we were talking about undervalued offenses where they all break out. It was the 4 years ago, I want to say, when Lawrence kind of broke out. It was the Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, all of those guys smashed late. And just thinking about how much Evan Ingram has fallen off from a guy we used to think of this really exciting tight end fantasy, asset, and times have changed for sure. All right. So yeah, it really comes down to if you like the Tua dart here, or if you want to do another wide receiver or tight end.
Yeah, let's go Tua. And then could we actually pull up the draft board real quick? I just want to what would have been the 2v2 if we had gone Geno? It would have been Geno and Otten versus Tua and Dulcich. I guess that'll be the question for this team in the twos right at the end.
Well, where would we have gotten? Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, we would have gone Geno, Otten. Yeah. And I think I slightly prefer Geno, Otten just because.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, the chances of Geno starting week 17 versus the chances of Tua starting week 17, they're probably not that different.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the squad here. We'll have Nez joining in a quick second. Shout out to John, aka NeptuneRedz here. Also, shout out to Jake. I saw this in the chat earlier. He called our build early. He said 3-4-8-3. Nice. And then Meg jumped in and said 3-4-8-3. That is what we finished with here. Sweet. Dart, Baker, Tua, Genty, Achan, Javonte Bill, Neighbors, Watson, Rome, Sutton, Godwin, Shaheed, and then double rookies there stacked up, Branch and Hurst, Juwan Johnson, Sadiq, Dulcich at tight end. What do you think?
I'm loving it. I think this team's really good. Maybe we'd switch the Geno thing, but I'm a believer in Tua. I know that doesn't seem to be a case this year. A lot of people think it's going to be Penix, Tua injury history, but I'll say this last thing before I go. Tua has had a top 20 O-line once in his career and led the league in passing yards. So let's see what happens.
I completely didn't place your Tua fandom back to your Dolphin stuff there. Now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
I had fun drafting there. I'll get this one labeled here with NeptuneRedz. Any parting shots here on your way out?
No, just thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. See you around, Pete.
Sounds good, man. We'll catch you later. Welcoming to the stage. What did you say your name is? Nez Takes?
I go by Nez on Underdog.
Yeah. And
you might have seen me.
How long have you been playing on the site?
I've been on the site since like 2021. I used to, I've been around for a little bit. I was playing in the bubble, the first Best Ball Mania. I was, following you in chip chasing and, started to do a whole bunch of zero running back.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now it's all out of vogue. No one wants to do zero RB anymore.
Now I'm keeping it alive. I'm stuck in the past,
All right. Well, what are we going to draft today, Nez Takes?
What would you, how are you doing? So I know you got eliminator slows going.
Yeah.
Do you want to get in a fast puppy? I don't know how many you're going to do of those.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you trying to save me money? That's so nice of you.
I'm trying to get you shots on goal,
That's right.
This is 200K up top, and I want to make sure that you have some bullets in here.
Look at that. There was a little controversy in the chat when Nez came on. Is it rigged? And then he gives back to the people who don't want to burn 25 on a BBM. He comes on and does a fast puppy. Look at you winning the chat back over here.
Just a man of the people, doing nothing but people pleasing today, honestly.
Yeah, so we got the 1-3. I mean, speaking of people pleasing, getting bodied, we got to show this.
This is awesome.
So Numi tweets out this thing earlier, or it was yesterday, tomorrow, and it's a love. What is this even supposed to be? This second emoji?
I don't even know.
Broken
Something
on here.
iOS.
And I look at this photo and I recognize this photo and I see John and I see Nez and Numi, and it's from when we were in KC for the Dog Bowl last December, but couldn't help but know I was just brutally frame mogged.
Literally.
And by that, I mean, cut out of the photo altogether. I had to hit him with the what the fuck. I mean, do I look this bad in this photo, Nez?
Can't
take this out.
You can't be in here, man. You're not allowed. We try to shoot you out of the picture. Couldn't get you away from us. So we're like, all right, go ahead. Let this guy in. Let this guy take a picture with us.
Has this, what he's referencing, has this been announced yet or not yet?
We've been just like teasing it nonstop. But
okay.
Yeah, join the Badge Bros live stream today and draft a new contest with us. Use your imagination. One can only guess what's going on here. Okay, so free thinking exercise here. Part 1. Puka Nacua is going to be our pick over Jamar Chase. We're gonna start slow and then slowly ramp up the free thinking.
I was bracing for Igbuka there.
My God. Let's skip the first 2 rounds. Let's skip the first 2 rounds. No, I'll do that on my own dime.
No, this is I can do my impersonation of someone who sees you take Puka right there. Puka over Chase. Did you see the bite mark, bro? What do you say to that?
I don't know how it was anatomically possible to look like that. I played it in my head just to conceptualize how that even happened. I mean, it just had, the only thing I can think of is that it was just like a bite and pull or something. Like,
yeah, it's one of those. I wonder what like the league would do if that was one that we had a video of Puka biting someone, because we know how much they react to videos.
Yeah, you got to think that would be that would probably do it, right? That would probably get him on the suspension list. I mean, as long as there's video. I mean, because like, especially because of how insane, like he had to have got in there. But anyways, yeah,
Yes.
he'd be due. But he does seem to have gotten his act together. I will say.
You would think that would be a wake-up call for him of being like, yeah, seeing the imprint of my teeth all over social media on someone's flesh is maybe a wake-up call to behave better.
He had a hell of a run of just being a dumbass. And I think he got it out of his system. And I think McVay, slapped him across the head and was like, listen, man, you can have generational wealth if you just like don't go on these streams and don't bite people. Oh, we were on the clock.
2 of your favorites, London or Pickens?
Pickens.
Boom. Dude, I want to say in previous years, you were a huge London guy. Pickens over London. This is a new Nez.
I know. Got to rethink a little bit here while I'm on the bash. I am still a London guy, but I feel much more confident in George Pickens this year than, shout out to our previous guest here, reminding everybody that Tua once upon a time led the league in passing yards. I'm still a little worried about how this offense works. What first year under new head coach? I have no idea what the quarterback situation is. And yeah, I'm on a Pickens kick right now.
Rice, Devontae, Brees, McBride, Olave, 0 RB, free thinker.
Yeah, let's go. Scroll down.
Yep. Oh, really? Olave, Higgins, Igbuka, Ladd.
Let's go with Buka.
Yeah, I knew it. You are free thinking here. My mind is being expanded here. Puka, Pickens, Igbuka. Are you trying to recreate our come on, pretty mama?
Puka and Pickens, Mecca, Igbuka. That sounds a lot better than the last time that we tried to do that. I really kind of botched that.
All right, catching up with the chat here. PPR Tyler says Nez getting his name drawn is the biggest rug pull since mine was drawn during hosting week on the bash. And if you follow the same trajectory, Nez, that means you are going to get brought back to the competition for the final 3. Sorry, PPR. Sorry, Squares. Sorry, Cups. The new winner, Nez Takes of So You Think You Can Tell.
Go. We can finally do our own show, Pete, and get John out of here. I won the contest. Let's go.
Yeah, Doobie, show me how you crop those photos. I got another one to do here.
He's just going to clot it out.
Yeah. Go Easy Cards wants to know, Nez, if you could pick the next Dog Bowl location this year. For people who don't know, we did Miami the first year. Then we had Dallas. And then we had Kansas City. Miami was nice. Dallas was raining. KC was cold. How do you follow it up?
I think people want to do a very, exotic location. I would take them over to my old stomping grounds. Let's do it in Pittsburgh. Let's go to Pittsburgh. We're playing football. Let's go where there's football weather. And let's be men. Let's be men about this.
It's week 7. Doobie and Hope are like, there's a free token to draft a Dog Bowl team in your account. We can't fill this contest.
The whole logo is just a Permani sandwich.
Oh my goodness.
That would sell.
It would. You know what? Honestly, though, like so much of the stuff we're doing at those events is inside. You don't want it to be frigid, but it's hard to find, like, even Miami, dude, like it wasn't like it was sunny and we were at the beach when we were in Miami. Like it was kind of overcast and colder at that time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It was just like the vibes of just being there was nice. But yeah, I remember I had some long sleeves on.
All right. We have our Puka, Pickens, Igbuka start. Are we back flipping to Scatabo or staying true to the free thinking mission?
No, this is where we go Loveland. So
I love it.
We need, if you're gonna do 0 RB, you got to win at every position, and Loveland is a great way to win a tight end this year.
I know the guys on Ship Chasing were talking about it recently. Maybe it was ADP chasing, but like gun to your head, you can only have one on your most important team this year, McBride or Loveland.
Loveland.
Okay. So yeah,
just way more confidence. And if the context is like my most important team, it's definitely Loveland.
There you go. Montgomery, Adams, JMO, Swift, all these running backs, DJ Moore.
We want Jamison Williams, who was referred to in an Instagram post by the Detroit Lions by one of his teammates. I forget who it was. It might have been Sewell. Referred to him as the chosen one.
Okay. That JMO, another good brand guy for you here as well. Although I'm starting to think like you've kind of entered Davis territory where you just have too many brand guys. Like if every pick we make I can associate with your brand, is the brand all over the place? What is happening?
It is. We do need to concentrate a little bit. And I think that if I was to boil the brand down and, and you can wipe away me being a JMO guy, a Bijan guy from 2023, it's like certainly Keenan Allen. Like that is the brand this year.
Okay.
Is Keenan Allen, no matter what.
You are that. Yeah. Cause I would even say JMO, of all of these guys on our team, JMO was one that you were always pounding the table for when people,
every year
projections didn't agree. Yeah.
Yeah, every single year, just been on him. Gretsch explained it really, really well in his pod with the ETR guys, or just kind of highlighted how JMO still has this perception of being a one-dimensional deep threat guy, boomer bust, when they actually are kind of taking him and using him a little bit more a la like Tyreek Hill, when Tyreek Hill was doing a lot of the short intermediate stuff and then yakking his way to a lot of yards. They are doing that a lot more with JMO, where he just goes underneath and and then Amon-Ra is running across her. And now that side of the field is empty. And then JMO gets the ball and he's just free to, take it to the house. They are really utilizing him in a lot of different ways, which I think is just like so underappreciated for a guy like JMO, who I think just kind of gets a little bit of a bad rap, as bad of a rap as one can get in the 5th round.
The Bears in general, or the Lions are interesting in general, right? Where I feel like as far as an offense, I think most people would agree is like what, top 6, top 7 at worst. Are they the most least talked about team as far as like from a price perspective? It's just like Amon-Ra, no discussion. JMO, no discussion. Laporta, never any discussion. Goff, it's just like if you have them stacked. Like back on the clock here. Caleb potentially with Loveland. We got Marvin Harrison. What do you say?
Yeah, let's get Caleb here. I don't trust the burden drafter, and
you can't trust a burden drafter. Those guys they're shiesty.
They are. So I like Caleb with Loveland. I do agree, or I do think that the Bears are slightly expensive, but that's mostly like a burden thing and a little bit of Caleb, but Caleb stacks, and I think it's not hard to close your eyes and imagine an ascension for Caleb Williams.
Yeah, what can I do the bit? It's like Luther Burden could be anything. He could be Jamison Williams.
He could even be Jamison Williams, and he goes ahead of JMO.
There you go. So we have placed our bets. We also have that Chicago Detroit bring back there with Caleb, Loveland, JMO bring back. I mean, that's like week 17 to a T, how to pull off that correlation. Do you like wide receivers here, or do we finally grab a running back?
No, this is where we go Ramondre, man. This is definitely how we make this team feel 10 times better right now, is by locking up some wide receiver 1 points, especially early on. Who knows how things will fare as the season goes along with Trevion and Ramondre here, but Ramondre clearly is the preference here.
This is like this would be my ideal version of a 0 RB team. I think if I was doing it by myself, I'd probably take London over Pickens. I'd probably take Devontae over Igbuka, but I love the Loveland pick, love the JMO pick, love the Caleb pick, and would have clicked the hell out of Ramondre right there, where we dominate the onesies, we get that stack, and then you get a running back who I think is just objectively a value, but is also going to give us early season production. But it's not even like the Chuba thing where it's like, I don't know. I think even if Hendo does have more of a role, I don't think he's going to get fully eclipsed in the way some of these other backs could.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, just a lot of safety, health withstanding with Ramondre, and that this team is just going to be. I think the Patriots, hot take. I think they're going to be really good. The team that went to the Super Bowl last year and made a ton of offensive upgrades, probably more touchdowns to be had there. I can't imagine everything is going to be passing touchdowns. So there should be plenty of touchdowns to go around for everybody in this offense.
Yeah. 8-10 is our next pick. We have Caleb to Loveland, Ramondre, our RB1, Puka, Pickens, Igbuka, and JMO at wide receiver. This is the best ball bash. It is not rigged. Nez is a paying YouTube member, just like everybody else, and he gets his chance on here. But you guys will get a chance because in a couple of rounds, we will do another hashtag and spin for a third drafter. What are you eyeing on the board at this point?
I'm definitely looking at who the solver likes. Yeah, this is Monongai here.
Smash.
Windmill slam dunk. This is how you prove the haters wrong, man. This is how you let people know you can do 0 RB, and here's how you do it. Right here.
Yeah, and then to get again, like I don't go out of my way to draft Monongai, but a 0 RB team with Caleb Williams, I mean, if there was ever a time to smash it, it's right here.
Yeah. Like I'm not worried about any like negative correlation there at all. In fact, I would deem this positive, right? If this offense is good, we've made big bets on it, more touchdowns to go around. Yeah, I have no problem with this on a season-long basis here, and even in the playoffs.
Worthy, Wilson, Brooks, Dart, Fannin, Pitts, Stafford stacked up, Jacoby.
Yeah, let's get Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess Goff and Baker are there as well, but Stafford with your first round pick makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, with the Puka pick. And I know that you got it. You have to bake in regression for Stafford. But I still can't see this team not being elite. I still feel so good about the Rams and the passing attack, of course.
And the other thing, I mean, how many times have we seen it? If you're like, oh, Baker and Goff, like surely they will be there for me when I pick next. ADP 109, 118. We pick at 118. Like there's plenty of times both those guys come off the board by then.
Definitely. And just thinking ahead, this is still like a pretty good pocket of running backs for our next two picks. Fingers crossed it is. So yeah, we'll just doing some forecasting here.
Yeah. And that is one of the things that you really can't get a feel for unless you do a ton of drafts and you kind of feel this tier at running back. It's like, okay, Rachaad White, would he make sense in a 0 RB build? Absolutely. But if you do the 2v2 on like the Rachaad White and then getting boxed out at quarterback versus Stafford and the options there, it's not even really close that you want to just lock up the QB.
Yeah. I had a question for you. Is there anybody, you do a lot of drafts with a lot of people. Is there anybody that you've done close to like a 180 on opinion wise drafting on Underdog?
Well, the most recent one, just after our show yesterday, I'm rethinking, I was saying like Bill is the worst pick on the board, and our conversation yesterday really made me kind of
that was a great episode.
That. And because I feel like I was treating Bill like he was priced at like pick 80 and not pick 120 in my head. And I'm like, he can't be the worst pick on the board there. So that's a recent one. Let me see if I can think of another one. As far as running backs here, Jones, Bill, C-Rod, all three good options there.
Let's go Bill, man.
All right, let's do it. Where have you been at on Bill and the kind of the Commanders offense?
I mean, I take every single one of them. I have the most of Katron and the least of Rachaad White, but I do take them all. I think they're all like very reasonable clicks. I think they all have a chance to kind of be kind of like Tampa Bay light in terms of the sharing of points there. But I think Bill unquestionably has the highest ceiling. I mean, against all odds last year, being a 7th round pick, like injured ass team, like still had a very, very good season statistically. I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
Jones hanging here. Higgins, Shakir. Is C-Rod? Do you like Jones or C-Rod?
We're going Chris Rodriguez.
Yeah. I feel like that one's close. Tell me why C-Rod over Jones.
I just think if both their teams are at the goal line and they need to put the ball in somebody's stomach, I think C-Rod's getting the rock, and I think Jordan Mason's probably getting the rock in Minnesota. I care about touchdowns here when I'm especially when I'm drafting 0 RB, but when I'm drafting running backs in this pocket too, like I just want guys I think can score touchdowns, man. There's what ceiling is left on Aaron Jones at this point in his career, I think is extremely questionable. And I'm making the bet that there is no ceiling on Aaron Jones this year. But what's the ceiling on Chris Rodriguez? Well, the Commanders are good, and now he's David Montgomery on the Lions for the Jags. What's Bill's like, or on the Jags, and then what's Bill's ceiling? Yeah, and then Bill's ceiling as well, just being just an absolute like almost like a James Cook to Josh Allen. Very, 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 very high ceiling outcomes there. Wishful thinking, but those are the guys that I'm looking at when I'm building out these zero running back teams. Like they have their own floors built in with, I think, ability to ascend if the situation arises.
Also, to circle back on the quarterback thing, Goff did go 113, Baker 114. Yep. So Nez very sharp there to lock up Stafford. Then we do get the 2 running backs, and then we get kind of a cliff here after the 11th round. Honestly, the other guy I have, I don't know if I'd go quite 180. I still have my reservations about Keaton Mitchell, but it's been hard to ignore. Again, like, am I treating Keaton Mitchell like his price is 100 instead of, often in the 130s? He does go 124 here. Let's look at what we want to do with this next pick. 2-4-4-1. So we have added 4 running backs. We're down to the like Pacheco Spears territory, so we could swing back to wide receiver or tight end here.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting range. I usually skip over these tight ends. Let's grab Pacheco.
Okay.
Because we only have 4 running backs, and we all we're doing is playing chicken with everybody else here and hoping that Detroit doesn't bring in another running back. And I don't think they will. They were in Pacheco with a lot of like their promo this offseason. They kind of are highlighting him quite a bit. I think that they actually do plan on him being the 80% David Montgomery role here.
Yeah. We were talking about that one often on the clock. I think like the handcuff thesis for him, I completely see. I guess it's just confusing to me why he is significantly, and by significantly, we can quibble with, does it matter at this range, 142? But it's just weird to me that he goes 2 rounds ahead of Brian Robinson and Bigsby and guys that I think you're kind of getting a similar thing out of. But if we were just talking about the Lions offense, I mean, we have JMO. Let's get as much access to it here as we can.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair point. Like when you compare him to those other running backs in that same caliber, there's probably no reason why he goes
likely
higher,
and Chig still here. I mean, likely we finally get a 16 pick slide on him. Chig, some wide receivers.
Let's go with Hunter Henry.
Okay. Phew. I was like, I thought you said Hunter, Travis Hunter. I was like, he's gone, but we do get Hunter Henry here. So we get another teammate pairing with Ramondre.
Yeah, little correlation there for whatever it's worth, but I'm just like so in on Hunter Henry, man. He's been just very, very solid every year that he's been healthy, and this is like the best offense he's ever been on right now. There could just be a ton of touchdowns available for Hunter Henry, man. He doesn't really leave the field. He's been really solid. Like I'm kind of shocked that he doesn't go in this Ferg, like around Ferg and Kincaid, honestly.
Yeah. It's a funny thing. I agree with you where there's this enthusiasm for Chigakonkwo, and it's basically like he's, the starting tight end with Jaden Daniels. And right now viewing him as like the de facto number 2, realistically, he's probably the number 3 when they bring in a veteran wide receiver. But isn't like Hunter Henry the same thesis? It's like, I'm getting the starting tight end tethered to Drake May in an ascending offense. And I think you can argue that he's like just as much in the mix to be the 3rd or 2nd target, depending on the situation with Dobbs. So like, it is a very equal thing. He's just not the shiny new toy in the way Chigakonkwo is.
Yeah, exactly. Like for me, it's Henry all day. I would love to have a little bit more Chig in this brand new role, but I think I'm going to be able to get Chig in like 2 weeks when the Commander signs somebody, and it absolutely nukes Chig's ADP.
Yeah. I have a redirect set up after this show. The name of the video is called The Best Fantasy Football Contest Ever. What other teas do the people need to know here?
That it's going to be the same size as last year, which was much bigger than we could have ever asked for. It's going to be 30-second clocks. So if you are a multi-tabler, you can easily do that. And I can promise you it's going to be a lot of fun. just running it back, running the damn ball, as people like to say.
Awesome. And you're not allowed to say the name of the contest? We're just still cryptically talking. Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that I can say the name of the contest. I think that would.
Okay.
I think I'd get in trouble. I wouldn't, but I just have to commit to it at this point. Okay.
All right. Back on the clock. Coleman Falls. Bryce Young, if you want a third quarterback.
We can take a little Jonah Coleman upside swing here.
Yeah.
This is coming off the tails of ship chasing yesterday, talking about this ambiguous backfield and how Coleman can kind of like wiggle his way in there, plus contingency upside. I think it's pretty exciting to on a team where it makes sense. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't make sense here, but
hashtag BBB if you want to come on. Could it be best ball breakfast? Sure, it could be anything. BBB
could be the bash. I don't know.
Could be the bash, best ball bash. You're right. There's lots of BBBs around here. All right, about to pick at 15-3. What are you seeing here?
I think we are going to grab. Yeah, see these wide receivers are just not doing it for me. They're just not doing it for me. I'm not seeing who I want to see here. So let's go quarterback here just to see if there's anybody.
Rice is
Young.
the smaller. And
let's go running back. I think I'm just going to tell you to take Brian Robinson here.
Yeah, keep doing it here. Our seventh running back in a 0 RB build certainly makes sense. Still only the 4 wide receivers, but you feel good about these 4 wide receivers up top: Puka, Pickens, Igbuka, Jamo.
I feel great about these wide receivers, honestly. With the 7 running backs that we have, I think given what we already have of, weeks 1 through 4 projection wise, I think we can cycle in maybe flex one of those running backs. And then if the upside hits for a lot of those other guys, then you absolutely have flex options at with the running backs that you have. If, like I said, if those upside hits, and then at that point, you only really need 3 of these wide receivers. We can flex one of them. We probably will quite a bit if these guys are doing their thing. But I think, why can't we? And I mean, shout out Gritty. But this is something that I've been doing for a while. Like, why can't we make the fragile RB bet at wide receiver? Why not? Like, what's wrong with it?
Well, and especially when in this range, I mean, I like Cooper, I like Hunter, but after that, in this range here, I mean, I think you can argue that there's basically no difference between the McMillan and Tuckers of the world as a lot of the guys you can get around 17 and 18. And that's why I do think you have to be patient here with these builds and make sure that you are not just grabbing a pick because it fills the positional need that is making you uncomfortable, and you're actually setting yourself up to make the best version of the 0 RB team. So we have the 2-7-4-2. Obviously good at pretty much every position, except we need wide receiver depth. Is this where we finally dip back in and build out this room?
Yeah. We can finally check out the wide receivers here, because I think that there's a lot of fun options for teams where you start off with 4 heavy wide receivers and you're like, well, how you got to draft somebody that has a chance to kind of crack this lineup, and how does it work? Let's do Tank Dell.
Okay.
He's running routes. He looks great. He is best friends with CJ Stroud. I don't know if you've heard this.
Isn't he running routes with Matthew Golden? Is that what Pat told me on ADP chasing?
Yeah, that was hilarious. He's like, if you want to look good running routes, run routes next to Matthew Golden. That was that was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, guy that flashed some serious upside here. Like, how is a wide receiver hitting this lineup? Well, it's Tank Dell returning to form. And
any interest on the Antonio Williams dipperino here with Bill?
They're signing somebody, man. He's going to be here like every draft soon.
Yeah.
Can you type in Keean? Yeah, Keenan Allen. Can you?
There you go.
Click draft on him.
I got you, brother.
Thank you.
I got you. What's your dream spot for him?
Anywhere.
Not being a 0. Yeah. Colts, because that's the one that's most talked about, I feel.
So
like.
Colts is like Colts is realistic. I think I'm like dreaming about Kansas City wanting to bring him in, and dreaming about the Ravens wanting to bring him in too, because the Ravens were linked to Diggs, but now Diggs is, really looking at the Commanders, or that's the latest smoke. I think he ends up in Baltimore or Commanders. That's Diggs. Just he's from that area, and those are the two, biggest teams right now that are linked to him. But I think Keenan Allen could easily go to one of those spots too, especially with the drama that Diggs has been in all offseason. I'm just not worried about anywhere Keenan goes. Anywhere that he signs, if/when he does, he's going to rise. It's just inevitable.
Well, and I actually trust, of him. Like, I do think he is going to be one of the guys that triangulates. I think of the things that are most important to him, and maybe this is wrong, but I think he wants a role. Like, he's not going to go somewhere just to be, a depth ad. And I think he wants to go to a team with a good quarterback, right? Like, is he going to go to die on the vine, like with the Raiders or something even? Like, I just feel like if he's going to go somewhere, it's going to be a fantasy friendly situation for him.
Yeah. Like I agree. I mean, he's
like, is he going to Miami? Is Keenan Allen, is he the type to go play in Miami?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm with you. I think he just wants to be on a good football team. I don't know that he's necessarily ring chasing, but he's only signed with teams that he thought would be good the last two free agency periods. So yeah, very, very excited to see where he ends up, and hopefully soon. Well, actually, no, I could use a little bit more discount.
You want to know how I know that Davis Maddock has been on vacation for a month? T. Ferguson sliding potentially all the way back to us at pick 214 here.
No way.
Our favorite influencer can't prop up his ADP anymore.
Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I love doing pushing the limits of zero RB here. And we did. I almost made you do 5 wide receivers, but 6 is good.
All right, I'm going to spin the wheel here to figure out who's going to hop on for our final draft today, and then I'll recap this team with Nez. Who's it going to be? Oh, Max Value. Crutches with the slow roll. Crutches with the slow roll. But Max Value, I believe that's Max Adam. Shoot me a DM, buddy. Excited to draft with you. But let's give this zero RB fast puppy team I just drafted with this up-and-coming streamer named Nez Takes. Let's see how we did here. Caleb Williams and Matthew Stafford. 7 running backs: Ramondre, Monangai, Bill, Chris Rodriguez, Pacheco, Jonah Coleman, Brian Robinson. 6 wide receivers: Puka, Pickens, Igbuka, Javonte, Tank Dell, and Keenan Allen. 4 wide receivers, a guy who didn't play last year and a guy who's not currently on a team. And then the tight end room, I love. Loveland, Henry, Ferguson. Can we pull this off, Nez? Is this the fast puppy winner right here?
Absolutely, man. I love just building teams where it's like, hey, what if this team gets pretty lucky health-wise? Because that's really a pretty key ingredient to every shipper is like, wow, this team was really healthy. So if your team is healthy, what's it looking like? And what do you give yourself outs for down the stretch? This team rocks, man.
It's fun, dude. It's fun.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think. Maybe the Pacheco pick, I was a little antsy for getting a Hunter, Juwan Jennings, McMillan type there. But I think other than that, I love how this came out.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan, man. Honestly, just the 4 running backs that we got that we are counting on being able to put up points for us. I feel great about. And then you have some strong contingency plays. And Coleman has a lot of outs. These other guys really need injuries to their starters, but Coleman could just straight up play his way into the role. That's absolutely a possibility here. So really, really fun team. Yeah, I love it, man.
And I will say, obviously, 2 things immediately following this show here at 2 p.m. Eastern. You guys got to, it looks like they got it scheduled for 2:15, but same deal. Make sure you guys go over there, watch the Badge Bros, new contest dropping. And if you can't figure out what it is now, I don't know if these people can be helped, Nez.
I don't know what to tell you. You'll just have to wait and see.
I will also say, too, Nez and I referenced it a few times on this show. We did a really fun episode on ship chasing yesterday, looking specifically at these ambiguous rooms. We talked about the Denver running backs. We talked about the Commanders running backs, a couple of these spots that we got into on the show today through the lens of, can we find a league winner out of these groupings, or is it a situation where they might cannibalize each other? So fun combo on yesterday's ship chasing, and also an incredible ADP chasing on Tuesday
Evergreen.
as well. So good. So good. All right, Nez, good luck with the stream today. Excited to check it out, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for letting me crash. Hope to see you guys again soon.
All right, peace. Okay, here we go. Max Adam, can we get you? I was going to say, let's get you in focus here, sir.
What's up?
All right, I want you to tell me why Mike Evans is the worst pick on the board. No, we're not going to do a tout twist here. We are going to draft. Max, what would you like to draft today?
Let's do BBM. I'm always in the poor contests.
All right, let's do it. You know, Nez saved me some money, you know, getting the fast puppy so I can splurge for a BBM with my guy, Max. How you been, dude?
I'm good. Just enjoying the summer here in Massachusetts like yourself. And I've been getting in the streets a little more. I'm up to 120 drafts, but happy to do BBM.
I went for a run right before this stream, and I would be embarrassed to tell you my splits here. So we're not going to talk running, but it is it's been a nice summer around our parts here.
Yeah, I saw you the Tracksmith on a week or two ago.
I love that brand, man. I'm such a poser when I wear it, but I fucking love their stuff.
Oh, it's sweet. Yeah.
They like it. Their catalogs too. It took me back to, you know, I did cross country like retreats in the summer. We'd go up in the mountains in Colorado, do these trail runs, jump in the lakes and stuff after. And their brand like perfectly encapsulates like high school or college cross country, like camp vibe in a way that's very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
All right.
We got the 104.
We got the 1-4, Max. So talk to me. What have you been liking to do in these drafts? What do you like at 1-4 here? Are you a receiver guy in this range?
Yeah, Puka or Jamar, whoever falls.
All right, sounds good. What kind of volume are you getting down in drafts?
I've done 120, mostly puppies or like the equivalent on DK. I don't remember. It's like half and half pre-draft, post-draft. Yeah, let's do Puka.
All right, Puka, come on down. Back-to-back drafts. I got to ask you the same question I asked Nez. Aren't you worried about that bite, bro? You saw it. We all saw it. He should be going in the third round if he's out here biting people, right?
I mean, isn't that like, you know, the mark of a great receiver? You know, you had Antonio Brown, Randy Moss was a diva. Puka has to have a little craziness, you know?
Yes, exactly. And what's you know, obviously you were on, so you think you can tout there. I know you've been posting some tweets. You've been doing some guest appearances. What's the content been looking like for you recently?
So I was on a couple streams since getting eliminated, but mostly just making the Twitter threads. I did a video for Sleeper Dynasty, which was cool. They have a small YouTube channel, but then it got reposted on the main Sleeper page. So that was fun. But yeah, mostly just, you know, writing these crazy threads. So
yeah, is that where the lane you want to be in? You want to be a thread, a smart thread, bro? Is that could be a brand lane for you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing stuff that's interesting to me right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the video stuff seems a little daunting. I've had to make some social media posts for my internship, and that's been you know, a lot to get through. I appreciate Lou's So You Think You Can Edit series.
Yeah, that's been awesome. If you guys have missed that, Lou has been posting some editing tips and using some of the footage from the show that he's been making shorts and stuff for there. What's your internship this summer?
I'm working for the Maine Public Health Association.
Okay.
So a lot of work on data centers right now.
Wait, so you're living in Massachusetts, working remote for Maine? Okay.
Yeah, you know, that's why I can be on the bash. It feels like I'm basically unemployed.
There you go. All right, let's see what we're going to do here in the second round. We are drafting with Max Adam here on the bash. We started with Puka Nacua. We'll see what TM Longacre does here. Brown, Bowers, Nico, Pickens, Love, best available.
Let's do Bowers or Nico, whoever gets back.
Yeah, Bowers here.
Sure, let's do Bowers.
Let's do it. I was going to say, I do not have any Puka with Bowers, so that seems fun to me.
Sweet.
Puka Bowers. What are you said you've been in the lab with some of the threads. What are some of your hot takes in the best ball market? You have some guys that you think people are completely overthinking or not excited about enough?
I mean, my highest exposure player is Christian Watson. I don't know if that's a feature of him being an amazing pick or just not liking the picks around him, but I have 30%.
30%. That's a hefty sum for a 5th round pick. That means what? I assume like no DJ Moore, probably not very much Roma Dunze, not much Tate.
No BT.
As well?
Yeah, no BT, no Tate. I take Tyson.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
But yeah, I kind of disagree with the whole ship chasing stuff. Like I think he can be a big hit if he's getting routes. But
yeah,
let's just keep the picks frictionless. I don't need to argue on here.
No, man, we love it. We can I mean, it's kind of quibbling, right? Of like small hit, big hit. It is hard to be that precise with it. Jeremiah Love, Brees Hall, Olave, Kyron.
Let's do Jeremiah Love.
Yeah. I mean, Jeremiah Love at pick 28 to pair him with the best wide receiver in football and the best tight end in football seems like it could be good.
Yeah. Pretty sweet.
Go Easy Card says, Max, is this BBM your severance check from getting fired from So You Think You Can Tell? I mean, you made it on the bash with, was it O'Hara was your host when you?
No, it was Cups.
It was Cups. It was Cups. Okay. Yeah, there you go. I forgot about, oh no, PPR was with O'Hara. Duh.
Yeah. I was so surprised. Like that was, I got the membership for the first time that day because I wanted to watch the bash with all the contestants. And then I got on with, probably my best match of, host to guest. So that was crazy.
Oh, actually, no, I need to pull the Cups on you. Recap the team so far for us, brother.
All right. So at the 104, we went Chalk, got Puka, Bite Mark and all. And then we went Bowers, the football robot from heaven. And then we got Jeremiah Love in the 3rd round. Pretty crazy to be getting that pedigree there. So good team.
There we go. And look at you. I mean, I feel like one of the things everybody's always talking about equipment and stuff. It feels like you did invest in a mic there. You got the nice mic going.
Oh, no, actually, I had a sugar daddy. Emo bought me this mic.
Wow. Look at, he pulled the Rambus on you, upgrading the tech team there. Shout out Emo for the gift.
Yeah. So, I really appreciate that. I did not have the best setup when I was at school, so.
It's nice. You sound good. Jeremiah Love, Puka, and Bowers. We are 8 picks away. We are, does that put us, let's see, what spot? That would be early 5th. So that's probably slightly too early for your guy, Christian Watson, or do you pull him up that early as well?
No, not usually. Definitely in range for my guy, Mike Evans, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Evans, what? Probably more pick 45 range than 52.
Yeah.
So it seems like you appreciate these veterans, right? Proven production, long track record of success. I mean, Watson has had, his injury stuff, but he definitely fits a guy who's proven it. Is that kind of your MO as far as players you like to target?
I just like dank stats pretty much. I think the per route stats,
is that a Scott Barrett homage?
Yeah, I guess that is a Scott Barrett proverb, but yeah, I just want to be getting efficient players. I don't know.
I'll know that you're really a Scott Barrett acolyte if you start talking about power law players, though. That's how I'll really know.
Oh yeah, I try not to regurgitate all the platitudes, but
here we go. All right, at 4-9, we'll see what's available. Jacob, Scatabo, Terry, Burden, Montgomery, Adams, JMO. Unfortunately, your guy Mike Evans did go. Jacobs the faller. What do you think?
Let's do Jacobs. That's fine.
Jacobs is fine. No one's ever been excited to click him, but man, doing a little value dipperino here. I mean, Puka and Bowers at ADP, but then Love 4 picks past, Jacobs 4 picks past 5. Really, you want to give out a little howl for the crowd?
Oh, a little voice cracking.
There you go. A little prepubescent wolf there. I love it. Let's see here. Who are your other big stands in the early rounds along with Evans, Watson, or I guess beyond that?
I take a lot of JT just from him falling. I don't really I would never take Jefferson or CD over him, and he just
Yeah.
falls so much that I just have like a lot, probably an unhealthy amount, but that's just the way it's gone in my drafts.
All right. It sounds like you have an appetite though for some big stands. Like what, you're okay being 30+% over on some of these guys?
Yeah, that's my highest one. I don't have any crazy late round. Like I don't have 50% of someone, but
yeah.
Let's do Swift if he gets here.
Wow, Burden with a pretty big fall too.
Oh,
Swift,
we can slurp if you want. I'm good with that.
I want you to get your
I
guy
prefer
here.
Swift. Okay, let's get Swift.
Okay. I was just laughing because Travioli, who I believe is in the chat, took your guy Christian Watson ahead, but then you got the Burden fall to 10. Investing in Chicago nonetheless. Talk to me about Swift.
Yeah, I mean, we got the Ben Johnson run scheme. We got the protector of the year. Or was Joe Tooney? I don't remember. Good line nonetheless. And DeAndre Swift has got the high value touch stuff. He's got the receiving. And he can be explosive. And I just really think Kyle Monungai's a Jag. So
yes. Yeah, I mean, he's a Jag, but a Jag who isn't ceding any touches to a third running back in a top offense in football. Like that'll play. It'll play.
That's true. I take some Monungai for sure when I get screwed early.
Yeah. Is best ball your favorite game? Or are you more into redraft dynasty?
I think I don't play best ball optimally enough. Like I'm such a redraft bro where I just like, I can't take this bad player because it makes your team more precise. Like stacking like wide receiver threes that I think are terrible. Like I just can't do that. So I don't think I'm playing best ball optimally. So I guess I'm a redraft bro.
I would argue just like how you've talked about it, that, when you do focus on the guys who have shown that they can produce and you're not, making, too big of wish casting leaps with your portfolio, that you end up having a high advance rate. I think the question is like, yeah, do you layer in enough of those things you need to do to have that late season upside to actually win the tournaments? Yeah,
it like plays into this question of accuracy versus precision. Like I think I'm mostly about accuracy. Like I want to pick all the good players, but then also like I'm just raw dogging drafts. I don't have all these tools. Like I can't memorize every bring back. So I don't know.
You can. You're a young kid in college. You have all this room in your head for memorization. I mean, if there's someone who can memorize the Week 17 bringbacks, it has to be a guy like Max Adam.
I'd put myself up there, but that's a lot of work.
Well, we're doing it here for us. We do have the Las Vegas, Arizona Week 17 with Love and Brock Bowers, which is a nice one to have. And it looks like we have a wall of quarterbacks coming up here at 6'9". Nice. Drake May, Jane Daniels, Burrow, Caleb Hurts, Marvin Harrison, Pollard, Lemon also on the board. What do you think?
I'd love to get Daniels if he gets here.
Yeah. Warren goes. We'll see what TM Longacre does. May, not a bad consolation either. He goes Daniels. What do you want to do?
Let's do May. That's fine.
It was funny. We were talking about this one. I don't know if it was, I think it was on Off and On the Clock on Tuesday, where I'm in the same boat. Like anytime in this range, I'm like taking Daniels when he's there, but I'm like, shouldn't we be viewing May pretty similarly as far as a quarterback that you can take naked? There's backstack options, ascending offense, expecting a leap with AJ Brown. Should we always be Daniels over May, I guess is my question.
I think so. I mean, unless you have an AJ Brown team. I just think the dual threat stuff is unreachable for May. I mean, he has the like semi dual threat stuff, but
yeah, I think you could argue, like you said, obviously AJ Brown, but even without it, I think the weaponry is probably slightly better. But yeah, I think it's closer than I've made it, where I'm just always clicking Daniels there. But this is the spot when he's off the board. Marvin Harrison's the big slider.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, Marv slides to 76. We already have Jeremiah Love. You said you only want to take the good players. Is Marvin Harrison a good player?
I mean, yeah, I think so. The per route stats are pretty solid in the no Kyler and healthy Marv games. And then like, obviously the profile in college is pretty elite. So I still have some hope. And I think he's priced to where, you don't need to be that bullish on him to take him.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like, I don't take him a lot in round 6 because I am taking, Daniels or the quarterbacks there. But man, this seems like the spot. Fall into the 7th there. Like once Marvin Harrison is next, he's like sandwiched between QJ and Alec Pierce. I start to feel really good about it there.
Yeah, that's an easy click. And we've got the double Cardinals add on to the bring back.
So what else are you doing with all your free time this summer other than the internship in drafting?
I mean, I'm running a lot. This week is 76 miles, and that's pretty much it. Just fantasy, running, and internship.
76 miles. That'll chew up a good amount of time. Do you listen to music, podcasts, and stuff when you run, or no?
Yeah, I'll mostly music. I listen to a couple NFL podcasts that's like aren't super fantasy focused. And then if I can, like, I'll like tune into people's streams during while I'm running.
But you're making a distinction that you won't listen to like fantasy advice podcasts while running. What's the logic there? But because it sounds like you do listen to those podcasts.
Yeah. Well, if I'm like working on something in the background, I'll throw on a fantasy podcast. But if it's like the only thing that's like, populating my free time, sometimes I feel like I've gotten so deep in the weeds of like data and stuff that the podcasts get redundant, and I don't know. I just like preclude myself from knowing too much ball.
You're saying that people who stream about fantasy football year round, when literally nothing is happening and there's no information, new information might repeat themselves every now and again. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's fair for sure. I just tune into the streams as like, a transactional thing. Like, I show my good attendance and support,
I like that. All right. At 8-9 here, we have Drake May at quarterback. We have Love, Jacobs, Swift at running back. I'm doing your job recapping this team. You will be on the hook later, though. Just Puka and Marvin Harrison at wide receiver, Brock at tight end. Are we swinging back around to a wide receiver like Josh Downs here?
Yeah. Run to the podium. Sprint to the podium.
I'm running. What's your mile splits right now? What are you training for? Are you trying to optimize for what, like 10Ks or what?
Yeah, I ran the 10K in the spring, but cross is just the 8K. So we're just doing a lot of base stuff. Like, I don't know if you subscribe to like all the training theories, but it's like you want to start way far out from like race specific stuff and then work towards it. So it's like doing sprints or doing like really long, slow, like LT1 stuff, like 5x7 minutes or whatever.
Okay.
And then like narrowing down to race pace as the fall progresses.
Nice. All right, let's make this pick and then we can talk some more running here. The wide receivers on the board: Pearsall, Pittman, Wilson, Jonathan Brooks. I don't see anything we'd have to do at quarterback. Do you like any of these wide receivers?
I would do Pittman probably.
Yeah. I think that's a good pick for us here in this range with only 3 wide receivers through 99 picks. Get Pittman there as our wide receiver 4.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about Stafford, but both week 11 buys, and I feel like a third QB on a May Stafford team is gratuitous.
Yeah. What about, did you have a thought between Pearsall and Pittman, or was that easy Pittman for you?
Yeah. I Pittman's the pick for us. I think it makes more sense with the room too. Or with our team, I mean. Just like having some solid guys that can fill the other wide receiver spots. Pearsall feels a little riskier.
So do you, with your training, is this your cross-country coach just giving you the program and you're doing it individually, or do you end up doing some like meetups with your teammates?
There's a lot of guys in Eastern Mass, and they meet up often. There's like people talk about in the group chat planning, but I've just been alone the entire summer. And then it's just training alone. We have an app called Final Surge, and then he just like loads in the training, and you do whatever the run is, then lift after or whatever, and that's it.
So is that for accountability, or your coach actually needs to see your splits, or what is that level with the app?
I mean, I think it's just the most efficient way to share information, but he can't legally check logs in the summer. It's like mandatory during the season, just to get a pulse on the team and just like widespread like data collection. If everyone is sore in their specific IT band or whatever, like maybe something in the training is inefficient and you need to change it to raise the health of the team. So like logging is good for that too.
That's cool. It has that actually, borne out where he's made tweaks based on like group feedback.
Yeah. We do front foot elevated split squats now instead of something else. I don't remember because everyone was like had fucked soleuses.
Jeez. Well, that's cool to have that information. I mean, how much more sophisticated things are now than when I was running cross country in high school is crazy. All right, here's the question. Do you eat the week 11 double bye if Stafford falls back to 117, or do you stay strong, maybe stack up May with Dobbs? What do you think?
I'm good with slurping or taking Dobbs. I like both. Let's take the value with Stafford.
We can always do a Rodgers or Danny Dimes on this team, which are cheaper quarterbacks and also cover our bye there.
Yeah, I think those are fine. Definitely not Jacoby Brissett. I don't feel good about his chances starting in week 11.
Yeah. Jacoby is a tough one. And it seems like the rankings crew agree. I think ETR has about like something comical, like 270 or basically undraftable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
You can get your Jacoby Brissett exposure in the eliminator where the playing at the beginning of the season can actually help you out.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Dobbs does go. That would have been nice. Concepcion, Higgins, Aaron Jones, Bill. What do you think?
Let's do Concepcion. I don't feel great about the wide receiver room still.
Yeah, I think pairing him with some target eaters like Downs and Pittman makes sense for this room. Although the bye week bros will come after us and say you somehow managed to find another week 11 bye to add here.
Oh, yikes. Well, it's fine. Downs will go for 40 in week 11.
Man, that's the world I want to live in. Josh Downs dropping 40 points. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, he was awesome at UNC. It could happen.
Are you a Patriots fan?
No, I was born in Houston. I'm a Texans fan. I know I give like serious Yankee, but yeah, my parents both went to the University of Houston, and then my mom worked at the Baylor College of Medicine, and I moved out of Texas in 2009 though. So I have no remnants of any accent or, memories. So
no memories from your time.
A lot. I remember like I went to a water park or something. That's like the only distinct memory I have from my first 4 years of life.
Okay. All right. I guess. Okay. It was only 4. For some reason, I was doing the math and I forgot how young you are. You said 2009?
Yeah.
You were born in 2005?
Christmas Eve of 2004, pretty much.
Jeez. So I was close to graduating high school when you were born. That's quite the fact for me today. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible, Max. All right. Recap this team so far for the audio listeners. It's your job. Do you want it on the board view or the team view?
The team view is fine. At QB, we slurped some value. We have 2 week 11 buys, Drake May, Matthew Stafford. Then we went Jeremiah Love, Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, 3, 4, 5 all in a row. And then we went Puka, huge gap, took Marvin Harrison at value, then got my guy Josh Downs, and then a little bit of both sides of the slapsis with Michael Pittman and KC. And then we only have Bowers at tight end, but that is sufficient right now.
For sure. All right. Coming up at pick 141 here. Interesting if you want to try to push the Dimes thing or lock that up. We obviously have the Rodgers safety blanket as well. We have some intriguing options, though. Shaheed falling, Keaton Mitchell, Hunter, Woody Marks, Omar Cooper. What are you thinking here at 12-9?
Shaheed or Keaton Mitchell's fine. Yeah, let's do Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, talk to me. Where does he fall on the only draft good players spectrum?
I mean, I think he's pretty good, right? RYOE and yards after contact and everything. And then I don't know. I mean, he's not the worst receiver either. What the critical bet is he gets volume, and we haven't seen that since ECU. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just blind and slapping, but I think it's a fine pick. Like you said in the earlier one, it's not like he's a pick 80. So
yeah, and he went like 123 in that draft. We get him at 141, and then you pair him with a base of Love, Jacobs, Swift. Seems like the right price for him there as we get our 4th running back, and then we'll be back around here at 13-4. So yeah, I think the big question will be, if Dimes is here, do you pull the trigger or do you try to get another position and save it for Rodgers?
Now let's go Dimes. I have some heavy misgivings about Rodgers, but
yeah, talk to me about that, because that's like a huge thing of the confidence you have in guys like Rodgers or Geno, the ability to play 17 games. It sounds like you think there's maybe more of a tier break after Jones and Bryce Young than maybe the Rodgers people do.
oh, I don't even take Bryce Young. I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked at all the best ball math and stuff, but like, it just feels like they're going to project for like 12 points or whatever, like midseason Cam Ward. Like, I don't know. I mean, like they'll add points to your roster, but it just feels so gross clicking them. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you have self-awareness about it of like, I understand how a third QB who plays 17 games and average 14 points a game could help you from a best ball perspective, but it doesn't make you excited to draft them. I think that's very fair.
Yeah.
Well, I do like getting Dimes there though. And then the nice thing is being able to do it stacked up at a slight value as well. Pick 148, we get Downs as a value, kind of letting this draft come to us. Bowers gives us a ton of room for flexibility at tight end. And even the wide receivers only having 3 there with Downs. I think Pittman and Concepcion are really nice 4 and 5 there.
Yeah, this is a great team.
Where do you think we're headed here with these last 5 picks? Definitely a couple wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm good with going just 2 tight ends. I don't know. Maybe we could do Ferguson. I think Hunter Henry's already gone, right? Yeah, he went 2 picks after.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the Rams guys is fine. I don't know. We'll just see how the board comes.
Yeah, I guess that's like the 2v2 where you're like, do you like Henry enough with May that you go Henry there, let Daniel Jones come off the board, and then you do Rodgers at 165. So it's like Jones and I don't know. Not that we're for sure going to take a tight end.
Yeah. Oh, Juwan. Yeah.
But I like Dimes there with Downs for sure. There's definitely more juice than there is with Rodgers.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here at 14-9. Yeah, you can keep an eye on the tight ends, Juwan Johnson, Sadiq, and Schultz. Denzel Boston is sliding a bit. You got Debo, and then it really kind of flattens as far as a wide receiver tier. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we already got one wide receiver on the Browns. Let's take another one.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Do you have another week 11 bye too? The only issue there.
No, Josh Downs is going for 40. You forgot.
You're right. You're right. We're fine. The week 11, our wide receivers, Marvin Harrison, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman. We do have Bowers. We have Love, Swift, Mitchell, and Daniel Jones. We can survive this. We got this.
Yeah, this is fine. And the guy in the fire. Oh, this is fine.
Yeah. Well, one moment ago it was I love this team. This team is good. And now we're like, no, the house is burning down and it's all fine. All right. Is this a tight end pick or you have a wide receiver who rises to the top for you?
I mean, I do take a good amount of Trey Harris, but I think either him or a tight end is fine.
Yeah, looking at the run here, there is a chance back at 189 that we feel a little boxed out at tight end, but
sure. Yeah, let's go Dalton Schultz. That's fine. He's going to get routes.
Okay. And I do think on this build, I don't think it would be bad if we did T Ferg as a third tight end here.
Yeah, that's fine.
But we'll see what comes back. But yeah, I mean, I think it was the second draft. There was a pretty big tight end run where someone was taking Colby Parkinson and Ingram in the 16th and 17th round. So I don't mind making sure we don't find ourselves in that spot.
Yeah, definitely a comfortable pick with Dalton Schultz. That's like a big sidekick player, right?
Yes. Yeah, they like that. I was talking about it with just looking at the simple screener of tight ends who were top 10 in receiving yards last year. And like Schultz, his stuff was like almost entirely yards driven. You know, if Schultz scored the way the sausage gets made with the ADP, if Schultz scores 2 or 3 more touchdowns, he's probably going 2 to 3 rounds higher. You just pay the touchdown tax. And so with guys like Juwan Johnson and Schultz who had decent yardage last year, you're getting a discount on them. And then you can kind of, you know, realize the upside if they do run a little bit better in the end zone.
Yeah. The red zone variance was not kind to the Texans or the Saints. So that makes sense.
Yeah. And it was like, I forget who I was talking about this with, but it was like we did the same thing with Olave 2 years ago in that Saints offense where it's like he can't score touchdowns. And then, he has a huge spike in touchdowns 1 year. And you're like, oh, yeah, now we're back on board, drafting this guy early again.
Yeah.
And we do get kind of the tight end run here. We take Schultz, Hawkinson goes, Helm goes, Barner goes, Dulcich goes. So I think we'll look back on that and feel good. As far as stacking stuff, May, Stafford, Daniel Jones, I guess it's like Kayshon Boutte, Terrence Ferguson. That's about it.
Yeah. Maybe we could do Jaden Blue as a bring back for the Cowboys no. What did the Cowboys play? I'm sorry.
You got to memorize that. They play the Giants, brother.
They play week 15, the Rams.
Yeah. New England plays Denver. The Rams play Tampa Bay, so you could do like a Ted Hurst bring back, and then Indiana does play Cleveland. So the dimes downs double Cleveland is pretty nice.
Yeah, horseshoe duckfoot, right?
That's right. All right, at 16-9, we are on deck here. You want me to look at some of these wide receivers?
Oh, this is Wicks. Like you can sprint that into the podium.
Look at that. Talk to me about Wicks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's just some uncertainty about the deployment for Wicks versus Lemon and just like what they're going to do. And I think that's like super not priced in. And we actually have evidence of Wicks being a good player, unlike most of the people getting drafted in this range. So I think he's a great pick.
And I will say, like, the reporting on the Wicks stuff continues to be good. Sounds like he's going to have a real role at the beginning of the year. And even if guys like Lemon and Stowers come on strong, like he's still capable of a spike week late. We are back on the clock here. What position do you want to look at?
Oh, can we look at running back? I feel like we need a fifth one.
Emmett, Singleton, Jordan James, Holani, Claiborne, Hill, Black.
Let's just do Emmett Johnson. Sure. Take the solver. I don't like any of these picks.
Yeah. That wasn't even solver. I don't have any ranks in right now. But yeah, I guess if we had talked it through, like the Hurst bring back, Freiermuth as a third tight end, we did lose Ferguson, so that was a bit of a bummer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Freiermuth probably would have been the pick. I panicked a little bit.
No, I did too. I didn't give us enough time. That pick came around fast, but I don't think it's bad to get a fifth running back there. I have been kind of blind, or Emmett Johnson's been kind of blind to me. But you could certainly see scenarios where he has a good camp. We get some confidence that he's the RB2, and then all of a sudden you have a pretty high value handcuff at that cost.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of similar. I've been messing around with the Cardinals RB3 and 4, Connor and Benson in round 18. And I just really have no read on like who's going to get cut. But like if you end up being the RB2 on the Bengals or Lions, then, that's like a really, really good pick. But
I feel like, I see the Connor thesis for sure. I mean, it feels so bad for the chances Benson had and for him to not earn any trust or touches at this point. It does feel like it's more Jover than anything, but I'm with you on kicking the tires on Connor.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to do that now. I probably feel better about third tight end than a sixth running back. Just wanted to float that idea out there. Like, am I crazy for doing this? Only my first year of really drafting best ball teams. So
I don't mind it. I mean, I feel like the Connor thing is honestly kind of like the Keenan Allen play a little bit, where you're just like, I want to draft a guy who's good. And I think there are some outs, like people have floated the Lions. Like if they brought him in and then you feel better about him as the RB2 as opposed to Pacheco. But yeah, I guess it just gets thinner and thinner that's going to happen the later we get. But let's figure this out here with our last pick, 3-5-7-2. Freiermuth's gone. So like the tight ends, Gesicki's here. Parkinson, if you did want to do the stack, the solver's mentioning Eli Raridan, Kayshon Boutte as well, if you think he's going to kick around with Drake May. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do Parkinson. That seems fine.
Yeah. Crutches was mentioning him in the first draft. Yeah, I don't know what to do with Boutte at this point either.
Yeah, I hope he gets traded to the Raiders. I feel like that would make sense, but I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to see a place for him on the Pats.
Yeah, the only other guy I keep mentioning would be Hurst, just a rookie, another rookie here, a bring back opposite the Rams in week 17. Just kind of depends if you think eighth wide receiver or third tight end here.
I think I prefer third tight end. Sorry, I just have so much fun on
You-
first. I
You
think
don't
he's
have to. You don't have to
sacrificial
apologize
X.
to me, brother.
All right, sweet. Land the plane.
I also have enough of Hurst here. I'm just seeing here at 14.5%. Let's do Parkinson here.
Sweet. Good draft.
All
Pete.
right. In the Alex Cups, since he paved the way, and I mean, there's only so many recaps I can do. This is on you, Max Adam.
All right.
Final recap here.
At QB, we got Drake May, Matthew Stafford, and then we get Daniel Jones, survive the Week 11 apocalypse, hopefully. At RB, Jeremiah Love, Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, and then we got Keaton Mitchell and Emmett Johnson rounding it out. Pretty good room there. Puka, Marvin Harrison, Josh Downs going for 40 in Week 11 with the Daniel Jones stack. That's great. Then we got Michael Pittman, and then both Browns rookie wide receivers, Casey and Boston, for the bring back in Week 17. And then my favorite late round wide receiver in Dontavian Wicks. And then we have Brock Bowers up top, and then Dalton Schultz for some routes, maybe touchdown regression, and then Colby Parkinson to add on to the LA stack.
I like it, man. We got a ton of fun correlation there as well. The Bowers love is a classic one. Dimes opposite the Browns rookies makes a ton of sense. We even get what was our LAC one here? Oh yeah, Keaton Mitchell and Emmett Johnson in Week 17 there as well. I think the only thing that was a bummer was not to get like one piece with Drake May. You know, Dobbs or Henry would have been nice, but it just didn't really break our way.
Yeah, Dobbs versus Stafford. It's close for me.
All right, man. Let the people know if they want to get more of the Max Adam content. I'll pull up your Twitter handle here, Max Adam FF. What else can they do here?
Oh yeah, I mean, I pretty much am I'm just posting on Twitter. You'll hear about it if I'm doing something off of Twitter. Oh yeah, you see me hating on BTJ in that top tweet, but yeah. Follow me there, I guess, if you want some crazy stats and going deep in the weeds. Thanks for.
I love that your
Pete.
profile picture is the thumbnail from So You Think You Can
It's iconic. I mean, out of all the eliminated contestants, you got to think I'm getting the most screen time, right? That's right. Video's popping up every time. So
there you go, brother. Fun drafting with you. Fun drafting with Nez here, as well as our guy John, aka NeptuneRedz. Appreciate all of you guys. One thing, so a couple programming stuff for the show. Going forward, we will still do the bash, but the randomizer will be part of this block of streaming. So still got to book the guests for next week, but we'll do a couple bash drafts and then roll into the randomizer. And then I do have a Thursday in August where I'm traveling. So I might move the bash to Wednesday evening. I know some of you guys, hey, I work, I'm an adult, I have a job, I can't be hopping on the bash at, noon Eastern. We're going to flex one of these to the evening here, so some of you night owls can join. Other than that, make sure you guys check out the After Dark with PPR Tyler. That's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you missed it, last night was with Tony Squares. And then I'm going to be recording a show with Kendall Valenzuela over at Fantasy Life. We do these drafting shows that drop on Friday, so keep an eye out for that as well. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys After Dark Friday and then for Best Ball Breakfast on Monday. Peace out.